everybody, welcome to a Cricut craft tutorial, and it's Craftsmas, so Merry Craftsmas. I hope you guys are really excited to learn this new craft, but before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I put out new videos all the time. Hit that bell icon because that'll alert you to when I post a new video, and today we're going to learn how to make gift card tags out of old greeting cards that you're not going to use. These are great for Christmas, birthdays, anniversaries, all sorts of great things, and you can always upcycle cards that someone has sent you if you don't save them. This just makes a really fun way that you can use them because they are blank on the back. So let's go over to Design Space where I'll show you guys how we are going to make the tag, and I'll also show you guys how to measure so you know where to put your tag. The first thing we need to do to make our little tag, now I am not using a Christmas card obviously, this was just one that I had laying around, but you could do this for all sorts of holidays or seasons or whatever you want to do. So we'll just use this card for now, cute little puppy, and it could be a really cute Christmas one, so you guys can be pretty creative. So what we're going to do is I'm going to measure the dog, and I just want to see about how big he is. He's about 2.5 inches, and his tail and his legs are probably about the widest part. So he's about, I would say 2.5 by 2. So that's probably how big we need to make our gift tag. You always want to measure the spot that you want to make your gift tag in. That way you kind of can make sure you're going to fit your whole picture in it. So we want to make sure we fit the whole dog in it. Let's go over to Design Space and we can put in our tag shape and size it to fit our dog. In Design Space, we're going to go ahead and choose an image. I'm just going to use my Access and see if I can find a tag shape that I like for this dog. So I'm just going to search for tag, and we'll see what comes up when we search tag. They usually have quite a few cool options, so there's definitely going to be something we can use. Remember, he is kind of long and fat, so he's about 2.5 inches long and 2 inches wide. So we can totally resize any of these tags to fit him. And I think we'll just probably go with, you know what, let's do this one. This way I can show you guys what we can do on this. So we're going to insert this tag. It's red and green on here. And it's going to have several different pieces. Now, when you get a thing from Design Space, some of them will be hidden. You'll see the little eye is crossed out. So I'm going to just bring all those shapes back in because I want to show you what you get when you do this. So we'll ungroup this real quick. So you have your red piece, your green piece, then there's a dark gray piece, and then a black piece. I'm not 100% certain why Design Space includes these extra pieces. They don't really make a whole lot of sense to me, so we just get rid of them. We don't need them. And in this case, we only need this green. So let's go ahead and get rid of that guy. Now, I can see that it's about 3 inches tall and 1.5 inches wide. So we definitely know we need to go about 2 inches wide. But if we go about 4 inches tall, that's going to be way too much puppy. Because again, remember, he's only 2.5 inches. And the whole card itself is only just over 4 inches. So I'm going to unlock this and resize it. So all you have to do is click unlock and come up here to where the height is. And you can change the height. Let's go with 2.6 just to give us a little more playroom. Now it is kind of an awkward shaped tag, and that's okay. It won't look so awkward once you cut it out. This one will be much more square. So we're going to leave it on cut, and I'm going to click make it, because what we have to do now is line it up to where the card is on our mat. And we're going to go over to the mat and place our card down. And that way we can line up where our little puppy dog is on our card to where we need the tag to sit on the mat. So let's go over and I'll show you guys how to do that. And then we'll come here and I'll show you guys how to move your tag. Took the card apart, so it's just the front of the card. I ripped the back off. And we're going to lay down our dog. Now, on this, we're just going to lay it right in the corner. And I said we have to figure out where we need to line up our tag, so it's going to cut up our puppy. So what I do is I'll use my ruler, and I'll go from where the 2 line is. So you can see the 2 line here. And this is actually pretty darn close. So we'll probably be able to just line our tag right up with that 2 line, and it'll cut just fine. And then you're going to probably need to move him down just a little bit. So I like to look at about where his feet are. And remember, your mat is sticky, so it's a little bit hard. So his feet are just a little bit below the 3. So we go over to Design Space. We'll move our tag so that it's going to cover our puppy. So he's about centered about right on the 3 and just a little bit below the 3. So let's move our tag around a little bit so we can get this cut out. So we're over in Design Space again. And remember, I said he's about centered with the 3. And we just need to move this down just a little bit because he goes just a little bit below the 3. And if we cut off his little feet, I'm not too worried about cutting off his feet. I'm more worried about cutting off his head. So keep that in mind. And he will probably end up with a little bit of a hole in his head. But you can always adjust your sizing. And let's go ahead and do that. Let's adjust our size a little bit. If you ever decide that you want to adjust your size, just go back over into your Design Space. And you can just stretch it back down a little bit more. And then we'll stretch it out. And that way we know for sure he's going to be on this tag. And if there's a little bit of a background to him, that's fine. Let's click Make It. And again, remember, you just have to move this over. And remember, I said he's about centered with the 3. And we'll just move this down just a hair. And that should be about good to cover him. And if you need to trim off the bottom a little bit, you can absolutely do that with just a pair of scissors. I'm going to click Continue. Now on this one, because this is a greeting card and this one isn't real thick, we can probably just cut this on a light cardstock setting. So click light cardstock. I'm just going to use the default pressure on it. We'll go over to the machine, load it, and we'll watch it cut. We're going to load our mat. All you have to do is click the load button. Remember, this is the maker. It does have the adaptive tool system. We're going to click the Go button, which is the little Cricut logo, and it's going to cut out our dog. With the adaptive tool system, it's really nice because they have all sorts of tools coming out. It's wonderful, and I'm hoping to get some after Christmas because I just can't imagine how much more fun Craftsmas will be next year with this Cricut, and it's going to be just a blast. Now, keep in mind, this may not always be 100% lined up. I can see I did get a little to the side, but I think it's still going to work out really nice. So let's go ahead and take off our greeting card, and look at how cute this is, you guys. I love how cute he came out. We could have definitely adjusted the hole a little bit differently. And that's one thing you'll want to keep in mind when you're doing these. Just make sure you're adjusting to where you put your hole. Because we could have always made it down here at the bottom and had the tag shaped this way. But it doesn't really totally matter. It's absolutely fine however you want to do it. But this is just a great way to use up some old greeting cards. If you wanted to write on the back, you could do that by just putting it on your mat and have your Cricut write on it. You just want to make sure that it's, again, lined up nicely. But you can always just handwrite yourself, put a little bit of ribbon on there, and you are good to go. You could also always remove the hole if you just wanted to tape them to your boxes or your bags. I hope you guys had a really fun time learning how to make these adorable tags, just using an old greeting card that you weren't going to use anyways. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I put out new videos all the time. If you guys are looking for any tutorials, put those down below. I make these because you guys request them. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas and have been enjoying Craftsmas this year. I've had so much fun with Craftsmas. I hope you guys have a great day and happy crafting.